and some crabs. We're having a great.
But I don't think people can hear us. So.
Hey, Paul, it's usually not like this.
Now go to the stream right again. Oh, got it. That's it.
Yeah.
Was that it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Here we go. Holy shit! Now we gotta go for 5 hours tonight.
Victory.
Oh, I wouldn't call that victory.
You're still fired.
I know.
Oh, okay. Are we bet we're on now, right? Yep. Oh.
Okay. You know what you should do?
No.
I'm Gizz Lazlo.
I don't know anything. I'm just Paul. I'm a feared.
You know, hey, Jeff. You know what you should do? Stop touching shit.
No, he didn't touch anything. That was the problem.
What happened?
It
What
was
was
a
what was it?
StreamYard setting.
Oh, see.
It had nothing to do with the board.
Okay.
The board's perfect. I paid for it.
All right.
Like 3
Okay.
times or something, Chris.
Oh my god. Anyway, take
okay.
3 now. Fuck.
Now we're fully loaded, and I mean loaded.
So we said a lot of nothing earlier.
Oh no, we were talking.
Yeah, but
Just
I don't
about
remember.
you.
There was nothing about anything. I had this whole thing and you just ruined the fucking
I mean,
whole flow of the
I do
show.
believe that's a part of the DIY comedy of Gizz Life. Ooh, there's one, Gizz Life.
I'm so over it. I'm so over it. Let's just get down to business
Now,
today.
give us the birthdays.
No, why don't you give us the
Oh,
sponsors?
well, we want to thank our sponsors first. We got Headline Records, Transcendence Brewing, MEOWZ, Riot Manufacturing. We have a website. We have merch. You can go to youshoulddo.com, I think, or is it dopodcast.com? We're not sure. This is what fucking 50s and alcohol look like. Congratulations.
Well, now that you brought that up, birthdays. Let's do that.
Who's Bert?
What? My drink?
No,
Oh, this? Okay.
a tablet. You're not good at sign language at all.
I have no glasses on, so I couldn't tell.
Oh. Who?
I was gonna say something very dirty. But I'm trying to keep it clean.
Yeah.
This is our Easter episode. It's
What?
Easter Monday.
The Easters?
Oh, comments?
No, I gotta have freaking glasses on.
All right, okay. So birthdays. Patrick Burkholder. He's a producer, engineer for Zen Mix and Screaming Leopard Studios. He's produced a bunch of my records. So happy birthday to him. Molly May, my tattoo artist. Eric Mouse, my buddy who passed away. It would have been his birthday this week. Manny Cordova from Antisocial. Brian Migdal, the original drummer for Black Flag, good friend of mine. And Carrot Top from Radioactive Chicken Heads.
Yeah.
His birthday's this week. And then there's two people that I share birthdays with. Jerome Bruno from Burning Tree Records. He did a couple of DLP records and Bad Samaritan records. And it's a bunch of great fucking bands on his label. And then Mike Cubillos, who's my publicist at Earshot Media. All three of us share the same birthday, man. I thought that was pretty interesting. And there's a couple other people. Ace Frehley. I share a birthday with Ace Frehley, which is on Sunday. It's my 54. Yeah.
No, 55th.
No, it's 54.
You've been 54 for the 3 years I've known you.
Shut up.
Yeah.
God.
It's also Iggy Pop's birthday today.
Is it?
Yeah. I know. Iggy, come on the show. I dare you.
Oh, yeah, like he's watching.
He is totally watching. He called me.
Yeah, well, I think I should be on that show.
He's using technology.
This Saturday for my birthday.
Oh, this is going to be good.
Got Gizz Fest coming back. Been about a decade since I've had a Gizz Fest. Getting all my friends' bands together and Foreclosure. Fucking
Go Riot.
finishing out the fucking night. So yeah, okay. So it's gonna be Southpaw, who we've interviewed. Opening Go Riot. Ian, we've interviewed him. Bad Bruno, which we haven't interviewed yet, but really cool. 3-piece fucking Mexican punk band. And then Fozzie's Hero, fucking legends. They've been on the show, and you know, I just wanted all my friends' bands to get together and party. And now, even more than ever, I think I want to start doing that more. And
it's gonna be
just get us
difficult.
together.
I think half our friends got sober because of this. I mean, rightfully so. I'm waiting for my court order.
Didn't you already pay for? No.
Yeah, I did.
No, that's
I paid for. Yeah.
No. I don't want to. That'd be.
We're laying off the negative this week. Last week was very emotional. It was a very difficult week for both of us. So here we are, being happy as shit. We got a really cool guest coming in, who was the original singer, guitar player, and drummer for Guns N' Roses. Right at the same time.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
He did their first demo.
Yeah. I think he taught Malcolm how to play guitar.
The guy's a legend. Johnny Paul Sanchez. I met him, about a year.
Do you really want to say?
No, I just met him. He was in a band.
In a bathhouse.
And who hasn't been in a band? Who hasn't been in the same band?
We're not doing it.
No. But he's a brilliant guitar player. I fell in love with the guy as soon as I met him.
I can imagine.
He has a style like Ike. Like these two guitar players are just amazing in my book. I've been lucky enough to play drums for them.
Oh, we should have a straight up like solo off.
With who's he gonna fucking
Ike?
Oh no. Let's get him in.
All right.
Dead Paul Sanchez is ready. Yes. How you doing, brother?
All right.
Have a seat.
2 balls, 1 seat.
There's your microphone.
I'm just saying.
All right, fuck. Good to have you.
Yeah, thanks.
Been a while since I've seen
Wearing
you.
the shirt?
Yeah.
There's a van. There was a van
My buddy
conversation
Jack.
earlier about the shirt.
Oh yeah. My buddy Jack, he's a vanner, fellow vanner, and he sells van parts. Jack's Van Junk. He's got an Instagram page. Check him out.
What's the Instagram page?
Jack's Van Junk.
What's your favorite van?
I have a couple of Chevy vans. When I grew up, my dad had a Dodge Tradesman. So, but I like the Chevy. This guy's clapping
Oh,
over
yeah.
here quietly.
Dirty Jeff over there.
Dirty Jeff wants a Dodge.
I like the Econolines, man. The cab over Econoline.
Yeah, those are cool too.
Oh yeah, there's just so much sex in the back of those.
Yeah, rolling motels.
Oh yeah, you find one with like shag carpet, you could snort it.
Yeah.
Find panties in weird places.
Yeah.
That's great, man. Especially when you're on tour.
Oh yeah.
Groupievan.com.
Yeah.
So what you been up to, man?
Just been playing and just
When did you start playing?
I started when I was 12. We were at a swap meet and my grandma bought me my first guitar for $14. And then I brought it home and it didn't work. So then a year later I got like a Les Paul copy and just started playing, and then in junior high, after school, I would just play 4 or 5 hours a day. I didn't even do my homework. I just,
It sounds real familiar.
That's how I started. So.
What was the band and like, or what was the song or artist? What got you to go? This is
Kiss.
This is it. Yeah.
Yeah, it's the Paul Lynde Halloween special. My older cousins turned me on to it. So then it was in October. My birthday was in December. So the Destroy album had just come out. I remember for my birthday, I got a BMX bike and a Kiss record. So, and then Kiss Alive 2 tour came. My dad got me tickets for that at Sears. It was Ticketron back then.
Oh my God.
So,
don't touch the majigger.
and
Maybe have some speakers.
then after that, so I was 10. Then 2 years later, 6th grade, I discovered Black Flag, Nervous Breakdown 45,
Oh, yeah.
first punk record.
Where'd you buy it? Where did you actually find
a
it?
little place in off Telegraph Road in Pico. And what's funny is the record store was called Disco Land,
Oof.
and we rode our bikes there and I saw it on the wall. Like, oh dude, how much is that Black Flag 45? It's like $250.
Oh my God.
I was like, fuck, I don't have that kind of money.
Totally.
I rode my bike home and I started counting pennies and like I had my mom bring me back that night and poured all this change on the counter and I fucking came home and played it and
Hooked.
so then as I learned to play better, I got into like more players, like then my older uncle had left a Jimi Hendrix record live at I think it's at the live one, Band of Gypsies.
Yep.
I was like, wow, I didn't even know an electric guitar can even do those things. And then I just started learning more about players, to get better, and that's been in lots of bands, and
What was your first band? How old were you?
it was a garage band. I don't even remember if we had a name, but we were just trying to do like all these covers and probably wasn't very good,
How old were you?
I was probably 14,
14?
15. Yeah.
It's like 6 years ago.
Yeah. Something like that. Then I've been in other bands with, my buddy Dave James. We had a band called Long Neck Goose. It was kind of like Flaming Groovies, some of like the Steve Bader solo album, stuff like that. Rock Pile. Then I started doing other bands, and then I do a cover band with called the Vintage City Rockers. It's that one's like we do like a lot of Stones and some Johnny Cash, and we even do some Dolls and Johnny Thunder covers and Chuck Berry and a lot of stuff like that. And then my buddy Tony Snow sings and plays keyboards, but he's also the drummer in Dramarama, which I was in for a little bit and toured a little, did some shows, and so
We were talking about that a little bit earlier. So you're LA native.
yeah.
So we were talking about earlier. It actually sounds like a lot of fun. It's like just to be in a cover band, like blast through bars and have fun and just be on stage and make just play songs.
We do them our own, do our own take on them, and we we're doing Yardbirds. I just came from rehearsing there right now. We're we, you know, learning some more songs for this. We're playing this Friday at this place called the Old Stump in Laverne, and we played last weekend at the House of Blues in San Diego, and so we got offered a gig May 25th on a Saturday, opening for punk rock karaoke.
Oh,
That's
nice.
awesome.
Dude.
I think it's the Observatory, the
Yeah,
Oh,
Santa
okay.
Ana.
little room.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That place is awesome.
So
man.
we're gonna bust out all our dolls, and we do some Ramones and maybe some of the Elvis stuff, and stuff like that. So that's a pretty cool gig.
So after you made your first couple $1 million on your platinum records, like what was your first big purchase?
I don't know, maybe a couple more guitars. And, I mean, between music and and then got a few muscle cars and vans. So
How many guitars do you actually have?
I don't know, maybe at the moment maybe 17, maybe 18. I don't know.
What's your favorite out of all?
I don't know. I have some Telecasters, some Les Pauls,
Yeah,
Juniors.
Let's talk about real guitars. Like
No.
Flying V's.
Yeah, you mean Mr. Drummer over here. What's your favorite rig to play through live? Like the whole setup.
I have a Marshall Plexi with in a vintage cabinet, but I like any Fender, like a twin or a deluxe that's clean and run a pedal through it. That's a good sound, and then run with an OCD pedal and pretty run straight through, maybe a phaser and a flanger and a wah-wah,
That's it, right?
That's it. Yeah.
All right. Well, I got my rig set up. You can jam it after this.
Yeah.
All right. Because I play through one pedal only.
All right.
I'm not one of those guys.
Yeah.
You barely play guitars. Though.
Oh my God, singy butt.
Yeah.
What's the biggest show that you've ever played?
There was a couple of years ago, there was a show in those free shows they give at Persian Square in downtown.
Oh yeah.
It was like an 80s thing, and it was I think Flock of Seagulls and Dramarama, and I forgot what other bands, but it was a free show, so there was like a sea of people there. That was pretty cool. Then the Nokia Theater, that was pretty big last year, and then up north at the Paso Robles Amphitheater, that was a pretty big show.
That was with Vintage City?
No, with Dramarama.
Okay.
Yeah. And then those are pretty cool shows. Those are the big ones, I think.
How'd you get that gig?
The singer for Vintage City Rockers, Tony, is the drummer. So John Easdale had came to a few of our shows, and he got up and sang. He gets up sometimes, sings Brown Sugar, Stones copy, this cover that we do, and then he liked my playing, and he just asked if I'd be interested in jamming, so I said yeah, sure. Got to go back to New Jersey, play the Stone Pony, and
shit, man, that's where Springsteen came out.
Yeah. It
Wow,
was pretty cool. That was fun. Got to fly out there, and
they didn't make you walk.
No, they didn't make me walk.
That's always a good gig when they.
Yeah, I know. Like, you
mean,
paid me for an airplane.
Yeah, I made a little money, got to travel.
$12. It's $12, man.
Yeah, $12. Yeah.
What's the worst show you ever played? Like the biggest disappointment? You're like, fucking, why am I here?
I bet you I can.
Yeah,
I don't know.
Yeah, you got a dish on this one.
Probably a long time ago. I think when I played at a bar in Riverside, I forgot what it's called.
That's all you had to say.
No, our drummer showed up late, so they, instead of being like on the bill at the right slot, they put us like, you don't play or you play last.
I heard this story from another band.
We were called the Primitive Rollers, and it was kind of cool. It was like Dolls, Stonesy, and Heartbreakers, it was cool, you know. And yeah, he showed up late and just said like, well, guys, you missed your slot, but you could play last. And that was a disappointment.
We heard this story that we have heard that story from somebody else we interviewed.
The same thing.
Yeah, like there was the band that was supposed to be here wasn't there, and then they went on. Who did that? Comments. Look at the comments. Are we having comments? That happened. We've been in. I mean, it was probably Gizz.
Let's see.
Oh, he's reading now.
Oh, Scott.
This is going to take a while.
He's been complaining a lot.
Uh-oh.
Come on, Scott. Scott's a badass. He's a total badass.
And metal. That's it.
I metal. Fuck.
I want to know how you are commenting. You're still touching shit? Jesus Christ.
He's not commenting. So what's the biggest influence on your sound? If you had like one or maybe two or even three guitar players that like kind of influenced your sound, what would you think that they are?
My playing or my sound?
Well, your sound, your play, kind of all of it. I'm a huge Jay Mascis fan. I love the way that sounds. I try to kind of find my way into that. Like, kind of where would you put yourself in that?
My sound, I would say, like when I started, probably like maybe Steve Jones, and then I would say like a lot of Ace Frehley and definitely Johnny Thunders and Billy Gibbons from ZZ Top. Like a lot of this, my approach is very bluesy. So.
Did you study and go to school, or you just pick it up and like go like a band out of hell?
Well, I started lessons when I was a kid, but the guitar teacher, he hated the punk stuff, so I just told my dad, I don't want to do this guy anymore. He's like, he doesn't think it's cool, like what I want to learn. It's like, so I thought what he was trying to teach me was boring, so I just kind of learned here and there and off the records and stuff like that. And it's so much easier now for kids to learn to play because everything's on YouTube. Yeah, they'll even teach you how to tune a guitar.
Yeah,
you can learn any song on YouTube. I wish I had that growing up.
Yeah,
dude, I've said that a lot. I'm the laziest drummer.
Yep.
So if I would have watched YouTube and actually watched what somebody plays, I think I could have been a better drummer.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, definitely.
I just, you have not heard him play guitar.
Yep. So I have my one piece of
Absolute
advice for
shite.
people that are learning to play guitar is to play in the dark.
Really?
Yeah. So you don't have to stare at the fucking fretboard like some kind of student savant weirdo. Like learn that fretboard the way you learn it.
Yeah.
Because I watched videos of you today, and you're like, you just shredding.
Who, me?
Yeah.
Oh, I don't know.
Yeah, no, not you.
Oh.
You. Yeah, you're just at it. And it reminds you of that whole thought process where you're just like, you know where you're at.
And you look good doing it.
Dude, this man has style.
Thank you.
That hat. Oh,
thanks.
I
I put a lot of time and
it's not your first time.
Yeah, it was learning to play growing up. There was no social life, man. Just working out. I mean, and that's I wanted to. I still try to get better. Still practice my chops and I like there's. I listen to a lot of guys like I see that do that country chicken picking. That's like pretty amazing stuff.
Fucking Johnny Martin.
Yep.
Yeah,
Did you play any other instruments?
No, just
Just the six.
Just a six. Yeah, I recently picked up a 12-string that it's actually the double neck SG, the Jimmy Page.
Oh man,
because I was trying to take a stab at a song remains the same, but it's a whole different animal. The tuning and
Did you ever play with a B bend?
I want to get a B bend.
That is not the coolest thing in the world.
Yeah.
For those who don't know, your guitar strap actually controls the B string.
It's the guy from the Birds.
Yeah.
It was I forgot his name, but the little short guy. He's the one that invented the B bender, and when he was in the Birds, and he was killed after a Birds gig somewhere in North Hollywood. And then now Marty Stewart's got that guitar now.
Oh no shit,
that
really?
B bender telly. Yeah.
Wow. I've seen Robbie Krieger play that a little bit. He
Yeah.
fucking nails it, dude.
Yeah.
That's a difficult thing to do.
Oh yeah, it's like a pedal steel, but in the
Yeah.
guitar, and it's I mean, I like open tuning, slide guitar, and stuff. Like,
So
I can
do
do
you
a lot
just,
of Rolling Stone stuff in open tuning, and it's that's a lot of fun too.
do you just play like standard tune, like E, A, D, G, B?
On the for the most part, yeah, like and some I've been in bands where I've tuned to open G and open E,
Right.
stuff like that. But I've been in bands where you have to tune down half step. I'm not a fan of tuning down half step.
I don't understand that, by the way. Like,
It's concert tuning, I guess, for the singers. It makes it easier, they say, but
well, I mean, if I can sing a half step up,
yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Like, come on now.
I've said this before, but I've been in some bands where we haven't played in a few years.
Yeah.
And they're like, all right, well, can you still sing
Yeah.
in that key? And it's like, yeah, well, do you want us to tune it down so it's easy? No, just keep it
Yeah.
the way it was.
Yeah.
Yeah,
don't-
some singers want you to drop it for their voice, and I've done that. I had it tuned down, and I mean, I prefer the standard tuning, but sometimes you got to tune down, And then some of these other bands tune down to what is it, a C sharp? That
That's a
doom
weird,
yeah.
I mean, dude, it's just such a weird thing to have to correct as a guitarist
Yeah.
in position.
Yeah.
When that tuning changed, like, oh fuck, you gotta. I mean, you really you have to learn the song all over again.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
You know?
That's why I'm kind of glad I'm a drummer, and
Or
I'm
a
glad,
singer.
we have Steve here tonight too. So,
Yeah.
and we got to play together for a little bit, and I really enjoyed playing with you guys.
Yeah.
Our rhythm section was fucking pretty solid.
Yeah.
Okay,
Steve was a monster bass player, and
sure.
But I think I only played 2 shows with you, but both shows.
No,
I
the
swear.
Escondite and
The video that I saw was like, God damn, dude, you
Yeah.
look good up there. Like,
thanks.
just
That's
rock
what
and
we're the
roll.
Slumdogs.
It makes it look, it makes it look like like, it's so
That's where we
easy.
started the
Like,
new band, the Slumdogs.
Is that your new band, the Slumdogs?
Yeah, you're
Yeah,
playing guitar. You
that's
didn't know?
that's the band that we
No.
started today. The fuck.
Who's your favorite bass player of all time,
Oh,
alive or dead?
Bass player?
I never really thought about that.
See, I knew that. What a fucking
I mean, it's
guitar
really
player.
fun as a guitar player to like really hear the bass riff and go,
No.
what can I play off of that kind of thing?
Yeah. Shit, I don't know.
It's not Snoop Dogg.
No, not Snoop Dogg.
Gene Simmons?
Gene
No.
Simmons was good. He was actually
Dude, yeah.
good. He's
Fucking dude, Phil Lynott. Come
Phil
on.
Lynott. You know what? I think Phil Lynott is great. Yeah, he's
Dude, those fucking riffs that he was
Yeah.
playing. We had a whole fucking Thin Lizzy morning.
yeah.
And I was like, God, just listen and play bass and sing. It's like, God damn, dude.
Do you sing?
No. Well, I mean,
Yeah.
Backing vocals?
backing. I had a band I fronted. That was
I mean, you're the new lead singer of Slumdogs.
all right. Okay.
What band did you sing for?
Well, I had a band, the Primitive Rollers.
You sang for that, huh?
It was very Heartbreakers, Johnny Thunder's ripoff stuff, but it was fun, and Stonesy, and there was one band that I was really into growing up. I saw them at the T-Bird Roller Dome in, I think it was Montebello or Whittier. It was
The Roller Dome?
yeah,
That was in Montebello.
yeah, they had shows there, and I think the night before, my buddy from school seen TSOL there, and then I went the next night. I think it was the next night or the following weekend, and it just opened because back then, I grew. It was like 1982 for me, and I was in junior high. And most punk clubs that opened, they didn't last because fucking no one behaved, right? So they
Right.
shut them down.
Yeah, totally.
So I saw this band called the Joneses, which they had an EP called Criminals.
I know that name.
They were like they had there was Jeff Drake and his brother was Scott Drake in the Humpers. But they were total dolls, but they had that look, man, and they were revved up rock and roll, and it just like, wow, these guys are cool. And I went to this place in Downey to buy, called Middle Earth Records, to buy their first EP.
Totally know that
It's
place.
called Criminals, and it had the little sticker. It said LA's very own dolls, and I was like, wow, these guys are like revved up like Ramones, Rolling Stones.
Yeah.
total doll. So then the lady at the counter said, "You like these guys?" I go, "Yeah, I saw them last weekend." She says, "Come here."
Uh-oh.
She followed me. She goes, "Then you got to get these records here, because this is who they are supposed to, like, they're going for, the 2 New York Dolls albums." I was like, wow. So, okay. So I got turned on to the Dolls, and I took them home and played it. Like, man, these guys are almost like a really like raw version of Kiss, almost like, like it's like, and even the record label looked like an old record, because, and it was like from the 70s. So and it just turned me on to a whole new world,
Do you know Steve Yule?
No.
From the Humpers?
No. I know
He's
Billy
he's
Burks.
Yeah, Steve's a
Billy-
fucking friend of mine. We work together a bunch.
Billy Burke, I know, he was in Long Beach, and he worked at Salon Pop, and I think he moved away. That's what I heard, but yeah, I mean that club was cool, and I remember they opened for the Circle Jerks, and then there was also another place when it was called Godzilla's in Sun Valley.
fuck
And
yeah.
that place didn't last long, and the Damned came to town touring for the Strawberries record, and the first night was TSOL, and then the second night was Bad Religion, which was promoting the How Can Hell Be Any Worse tour. That was fun.
Oh,
That
yeah.
club didn't last long,
Like my first actual like not parental supervised show was Dead Milkman, Bad Religion, and Dramarama at the Palladium for the
wow.
kickoff of the No Control tour.
Yeah,
So way back then.
that must have been a cool show, man.
Yeah.
Wow.
Well, what was it like? Like just like I mean, you probably still do a little bit of work with Dramarama or not?
Well, they brought me in like as a filler, and I, so I was like the original guy couldn't. There was some shows where he couldn't make it, so and they asked me to, come on board, and then he came to some, but they like, hey, we still want you on here, so we were like kind of like Skinner, like 3 guitars,
Right.
and it was. Yeah, it
Like,
could be a
That's
little like
fucking cool.
it could have been a little. Sometimes it was a little loud, but I had a good time. I got along with the guys good, and
A built-in crowd.
yeah, and then they're from New Jersey, and yeah,
John's kind of a bucket list interview that I want to do.
John is a good guy. They're all good guys.
I've only ever heard good things about everybody in that band.
Oh, they're all cool.
Yeah.
Marky and Pete, and Mikey, which came in after. But I mean, 20 years in the band, and he was the bass player for Lizzie Borden, I think. So
Really?
yeah, so yeah, so. And then Tony, the drummer, he's a good
He's
friend.
actually a Jeff fan.
Who's that?
That's Jeff.
Oh, okay.
Producer Jeff fan. What was the number one best memory of any show that you played on stage and got to look out at a crowd and think, fuck it, dude, this is the best thing I've ever seen in my life?
When the cover band, the Vintage City Rockers, we played a show at the Whiskey. So it was packed, and we just went up there and did like Buddy Holly tunes, and we opened up with Pipeline, Johnny Thunder's Pipeline version. And it was our bass player at the time got us the gig, and he's like, "You guys are going to be opening up for Tom Kiefer, from Cinderella."
Nice.
Like his solo band, and we're like, okay, but it was packed. It was a sold out, man. But that was pretty fun. And then doing the Persian Square with Dramarama was cool, because that was like a sea of people out there. Yeah, so that was good.
I was there.
You were there?
I was there.
Yeah,
It was awesome. And like I said, Dramarama was like I said, I want to interview John, and I've got some stuff for him because it's related to Jersey, and Springsteen's a huge hero.
Oh yeah,
Well,
we went out there to do they do this festival every year called the Light of Day, and they say that you never know, but he might pop up on stage and do a song. He didn't go when I went there, but his backup band was playing at the place we played, and they were pretty good. They did a bunch of covers, like they did like Stones, Tumbling Dice, and Highway to Hell, and that was a lot of fun. But yeah, Springsteen's huge out there.
Dude,
You know,
he's the boss.
Yeah, and he's got little Stevie, you know, which is
He's been on his show.
which is cool.
A friend of
man.
mine.
Yeah.
I wouldn't say fan of you. But
Man, I talked to him 4 times.
I mean, did you call him
Called
right
me
now,
Jack.
see if he wanted to say hi?
I don't even know he knows my real name, but
Nope.
calls me Jack.
If you could be on stage with any band, living or dead, and just be the lead guitar player to be right out front, who would it be?
Oh man.
Don't say Kiss. Please don't say Kiss. Just say Kiss.
No.
Would they be the full band there, and I'd be in there
The
too?
whole band, you're the lead guitar player.
Oh, I'd probably either like ZZ Top or the Stones, you know, next to Ron Wood and Keith.
Oh man,
You know,
I've said this a million times over. Exile on Main Street is the most overlooked rock album of all time.
well, yeah. Exile on Main Street is like
It's an opus.
yeah, it's just they weren't going for singles. They were doing an album, you know,
Right.
and that's recorded in the basement of Keith's house that he rented. You know.
In France,
Yeah,
The-
the Nelcott, yeah, and
I mean,
we actually in the cover band, the Vintage City Rockers, we do Happy, the Keith song, which is an open tuning song, which I sing. That's, you know, so we do that one, you know.
that's fucking awesome.
We do a handful of Stones, but yeah, that's a cool one that, you know, that we do. But
It's, again, it's one of the most overlooked albums. Like
Yeah,
people
it's a
just
great-
don't even realize it happened. And the Stones account over is like, we didn't know who played what.
no, yeah.
We were all fucking high.
Oh yeah. I mean,
You were there.
I told you this that Foreclosure played a show out in Rancho at Dr. Strange Records,
oh,
and I'm standing.
oh, you
outside.
ran into Jason, my buddy Jason.
Yeah. Yeah, you did a
Jason
cult
Alexander.
tribute band for a while.
Yeah, they asked me to. I was playing at this place in I don't know if they do bands or I think it's Upland called Black Watch Pub, and
Oh, that's in Claremont, isn't it?
yeah, somewhere out there. And,
Electric Sanctuary. Is that
yeah,
the name of the band?
yeah, and
Fucking great name.
well, yeah. So we you know, I was playing, I think, with the other band. I had a white Les Paul Custom, and I remember I had fractured my wrist and I had a cast on my arm, but I did the gig anyways. And I had like a flat Billy Jack hat on, you know, with the white brim. And so they came up to me, hey, you look cool, man. Like you got.
I'm telling you.
So we do a cult cover band. I'm like, I don't know, man. Like, and he said, hey, man, 300 to 500 a night just for you. We play casinos and all that. Okay, I'm in. So they gave me
Oh, the cult. Yeah, love them.
yeah, I was like,
Know
okay.
every song.
I only knew like 3 or 4 songs, but they gave me okay. So a week later they send me a list, you know, 23 songs, and you know, we'll see.
What was
you
your
in
name?
2.
Dirty Duffy.
What was my name? What?
What was your name for the band? Dirty Duffy.
No, it was just
Dirty Paul,
yeah, or
Clean Paul, or just Paul?
Just
Dirty
Paul, yeah, just Paul.
2 Pauls, one
Yeah.
show.
Pallbearers.
I'll carry you
No.
right over that hole.
You've
Yeah.
carried me before.
Oh, I have. Yeah.
So
We haven't been in the band or the band too long. We
We
Fucking-
just started the band.
Did you have to
tonight.
carry me at all on tour? Did you have to carry me at all on tour? Like, yeah, it's like back to the hotel. Yeah, like I never got that
Steve,
drunk.
You
huh?
haven't lived until you carry. You know the Hispanics are like 2.5 pounds heavier than everybody else, right? and 3.5 times more argumentative, other than Irish.
Shut the fuck up, you leprechaun.
Eat my balls, bitch. All right. If you could have any car in the world,
if I can have any car, well, I got a couple already, but
like if the number one badass, full fucking resto mod, whatever you want.
okay, well, since I like grew up with muscle cars and I'm building 2 vans, you know, Chevy Boogie vans right now, and I would say, and I had one and I sold it like an idiot a long time ago, but if I can get any car, it would be probably a 71 Cuda.
Oh,
You know,
that's a fucking good answer.
yeah. You know,
71 was a good year.
that, you know, if anybody knows horror films, the movie Phantasm,
Yep.
they drove a black Cuda. You
Tom,
know.
Commissar, Tommy.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Dude, that's a
pistol grip, 4-speed.
Oh.
You know, the evil black Cuda.
Do you remember a movie from I think the 70s? It was called The Car.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
James Brolin. Yeah.
RKL.
The car, they had that one at
What
the
was
back lot of Universal Studios when I was a kid. You do that tram.
Yeah.
I remember going to the back lot tour and they had the yellow Deuce Coupe from American Graffiti and that black car.
Was it a Continental? No.
It was a Continental customized. I think
It was a Catalina, wasn't it?
I think it was a Continental, and I think George Barris customized it.
Okay.
Yeah, I got the scale car of it, like the, you know.
You do models, right?
Yeah, I build model cars too, and yeah, like build. I've been doing that since I was little. You know, like I got a shitload at home in the garage, still waiting to be built. You know, but yeah, airbrush them, you know, customize them. You know, yeah.
The three of us had some really cool chats when we were jamming together. That was one thing I really liked.
Yeah.
Like every time you walked in, you would start warming up.
Oh, the
He'd
three
do
of
a
us, him and
Kiss.
Steve-O in
He'd
the
do a
background.
Kiss fucking riff. Remember that?
You know, my dad was my dad was
Oh, yeah,
Rick
Rick
we had
Springfield.
the Rick Springfield lick. Yeah, my dad was a car guy, so you know that's how I got turned on into the whole muscle car hot rod, and then he had a van, and then he also, my parents supported like me playing music. They were very supportive, and so yeah.
So
They even come to my shows.
Still?
Yeah,
That's awesome, man.
They
My dad used to love coming to some of my
Yeah,
shows.
they,
The bigger ones, he would be like, "Yeah, sure, I'll go."
um,
All my friends would get him drunk.
I remember I did when I was living out in Riverside, we had a band and we jammed in my garage, and my dad would take a seat next to my amp, and like I would be playing, and the other guitar player goes, "Hey man, I saw your dad like turn your volume up when you weren't looking."
That's awesome.
You gotta,
dude.
yeah. He goes, that's what he says. Like, yeah, your dad's cool, dude.
Fuck
I saw
yeah.
him turn your amp up. So,
Oh man. I have a running joke with my girl. I was like, man, someday I'm just gonna give up. I'm gonna drive out to Beaumont and get a job in a gas station. And if you didn't grow up in LA, you don't know what that means. Like there's a real specific like moment there. Like growing up in LA in the punk scene and all this stuff, and the shit that we all kind of went through. Like, I mean, what's the view on that? What's the optics on that right now? Like, how you feel about like the fucking like nothing's ever gonna work out. Anger, frustration, angst, all that stuff that we dealt with as kids in this neighborhood, which is full of Bel Air and fucking rich people and just shallow bullshit. What do you think of all that stuff?
compared to like when we grew up, you mean?
Yeah, I mean, like just in general, like what would you do to kind of quantify that as a bigger thought?
I don't even know how to answer that question. Jesus Christ, dude.
All right, well,
I know growing up,
eat
like
the rich.
it seemed like growing up, it was a lot easier back then. Though you can you can come home from school and then get on your bike and go ride and get dirty, and and now it's different. But people are different though too. It's like people seem more angrier.
Did you
More
now?
intolerant.
Now,
Yeah, I can see that.
I mean, and then, but when I was growing up into the punk scene, like it was more like, oh my God, what, like, now it's a little more accepted, which is, good, but you were like, guys wanted to get out of the car and kick your ass, if you were walking down the street and look different, so.
Yeah, I lived it.
Sorry, I went too heady with that one. I do that,
What about the bands and the talent that what we grew up listening to, and then what those bands became, punk bands, especially like, a lot of bands that started out as a punk band became kind of metal,
Yeah.
and then usually because of the guitars,
Right.
when you were growing up, did you start at like a punk rock and roll type of thing, and then what is your guitar playing?
I
kinda
started
grown
off like
into?
into the punk stuff. Then as I got older, I just,
Mother rock and roll.
yeah, I wanted,
Once
but
you-
I still, love punk because it's my roots. I mean, it was Kiss, but then I outgrew that when And it wasn't cool to tell people you were into Kiss for a while because people were like, "Oh man," you know. But
79 and on.
yeah, you know, like
No.
and then you know, then when I got into like Black Flag, then I discovered Circle Jerks and TSOL, and like, you know, some of those guys were actually good guitar players.
Ron Emery.
Ron Emery was a great
Jesus.
guitar player. You know, Captain Sensible. You know,
Dude.
Brian James. I mean, which we just lost not too long ago, was fucking great guitar player. You know, yeah, you know.
What do you have this for new music right now? Are you listening to any of the new stuff? coming
No,
out?
I don't keep up with anything new. It's just, you know, I mean,
Why do you think that is?
I don't know. I guess I'm just maybe stuck in my old music, or you know, I mean, I don't know. I just don't have no interest in some of the newer stuff. You know, I mean, I'm sure there's some pretty good stuff out there. You know,
Yeah.
I mean, as far as music in general, or like,
Well, punk or new, anything
there's
new.
some,
I mean,
you
I
know,
know that you're way into like the Weekend.
yeah.
Taylor
yeah,
Swift.
Yeah, Taylor Swift. Little...
Oh yeah,
Like, I mean, it's an interesting question for guys like us. Like, oh, you're listening to new stuff, and I do actually try, but I think it's important that we all kind of do that thing, kind
Right.
of step outside of yourself.
right, yeah. I mean, there's you know, I really haven't heard anything new. I mean, but there's, you know, I'm sure there's some good stuff out there to be heard that, you know, some of it deserves to be heard, you know,
Maybe that's another podcast.
maybe, yeah.
Well, music's-
that's one of the things that I do like about what we do is that when we go out, you know, together, we meet, you know, bands, you know, that are younger bands that they turn us on to. Oh, you got to check this band out.
Yeah,
you
yeah.
got to check that band out. I think we're lucky in that way, and we do keep that open mind where we're, hey,
Yeah.
remember that band they were telling us about? Let's check it out.
Yeah. Oh
You
yeah.
know?
Being open-minded. Yeah. I mean, you know, and there's some good bands that deserve to be heard, you know, and then there's, you know,
Then there's some that don't.
no, yeah.
Led Zeppelin.
Oh, hey, man. Yeah.
Metallica.
Oh, yeah.
I forgot you're not a Zeppelin fan. I
No.
love Zeppelin. I
Yeah.
love Jimmy Page's playing.
I played
Dude, I'm
bass.
music wise, dude, I'm all in.
Oh,
As
everything we're
soon-
playing.
Dude, as soon as what the fuck?
Everything we're playing.
Dude,
Dude, John Paul Jones fucking
scared me the first time I heard it.
mean,
Still
John
can't get
Bonham will
over it.
never be Keith Moon, but whatever.
I like Keith Moon.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, 3 favorites.
Probably one of my favorite drummers, you know, Keith Moon.
How could he not be?
Yeah.
And apparently he was incredibly difficult to work with too. He's like, nope.
Well, he was a madman. These, you know, like he's just crazy, you know. But
But if you could put together the ultimate band to play for,
look at you guys, man.
nah,
I mean, he sucks and I'm really good. So
you already had me, but you let me go.
Shit, I don't know.
Drummer, let's start with drummer.
Drummer.
there's only 2.
Who's that?
Ginger Baker, Keith Moon.
No, Ginger Baker, another crazy guy, phenomenal drummer. Yeah, Cream. Yeah.
So you got your drummer right there.
Oh, okay, Ginger Baker. All
Mhm.
Bass player.
right. Phil Lynette.
Ah,
No.
guitar. This
Rhythm,
one's difficult.
Rhythm
Rhythm
guitar.
Rhythm guitar.
You get 2 rhythm guitars.
No, you get one rhythm, one
you
lead.
get a rhythm and a lead,
Oh, rhythm and a lead.
and then you're part of the band, so you can do whatever the fuck you want.
Yeah, yeah.
Who would be rhythm? I don't know, man. That's a tough one.
Fucking Les Paul.
Les Paul. Yeah, I'll get Les Paul, man. Yeah, be rhythm. I'll get
Rhythm or lead.
yeah, I'll get Chuck Berry. You know,
Oh.
yeah, and Eddie Cochran. You know,
Oh, see, now we're having a conversation.
pull those guys, bring those guys up. Yeah, that would be bad,
Dude, I fucking love some fucking what's the fucking Gray Balls of Fire? Jerry Lewis on fucking Jerry Lewis.
Yeah,
Jerry
what?
Jerry Lee Lewis.
Jerry Lee Lewis on fucking keys.
Okay. Oh,
Boom.
yeah, let's go keyboard.
There you go.
Maybe get Howlin' Wolf or Robert Johnson on.
I would
vocals.
actually go with who is this?
Ooh.
This guy? A little help from my friends.
Ringo,
No.
Joe Cocker.
Joe Cocker on vocals. That would be something.
Yeah.
That would be really something. Who was the guitar player from 3 Days After? 10 years after.
Jesus?
10 years after.
Alvin Lee.
Alvin Lee. That guy was a monster.
Yeah.
Just an absolute monster. I would actually put him up against any lead guitarist ever.
Yeah, he was great, man.
Now, what would the band be called?
I ate your mom's butthole. Last Night is the first album.
I would get Steve Marriott from Humble Pie. on
Oh,
vocals.
fucking dude. Yep.
Yeah.
Wow.
There you fucking go.
Yeah. He's probably one of the baddest singers ever.
That's fucking brilliant, dude.
Yeah.
Jerry Mungo.
What's the guy that sings for Foreclosure?
Oh, Catfish McDickhead. I'm here all week, ladies and gentlemen. It's just 2 drinks maximum for Gizz.
There's never been a 2-drink maximum for you. Why do you got to ruin a show like that?
What's
Dude,
up,
we were
Wes?
doing so good talking to him, and now
dude.
as soon as you look at me and start talking to me, you ruin the show.
I wasn't looking at you or talking to you at all. I
Hmm.
was talking to my buddy over here in East LA, where I grew up too. Like we got actual clout. And you're up on the west side like some weirdo. What? Do it.
No,
Spit it out.
no,
I'm gonna shave your face while you're sleeping. Just one half.
I never sleep.
Oh, you sleep. I have pictures of you getting teabagged.
Paul's gone. What happened? We were doing so good.
I don't understand how this is. This is if it doesn't get derailed, it is not fun.
Yeah.
How long have you been sober?
Since 2002.
Congratulations,
Thank
amigo.
you. Yeah.
That is fantastic.
How long is that?
What is it?
23 years, dude.
23
Jesus
years,
fucking.
Dude, I'm
Christ.
bad at math, dude.
Yeah.
I remember this. It was 2002. It was 4th of July, and I remember my marriage was on the outs, and I said, "Fuck, okay." So I fucking went into the store, the liquor store, bought a 12-pack of Budweiser, and this is the last. I'm gonna drink this tonight, and tomorrow I'm done. So, and that was the last of it. So, it was hard at first, but I stuck. I went to meetings and in LA, in Hollywood with my friend Javier Escovedo from the Zeros.
Oh,
Took
wow.
me, and then he introduced me to Wayne, Wayne Kramer, and then Wayne was my sponsor, and then I went to the meetings, did all that, and I don't go anymore because I just do what works for me, but it was the first year was not easy, but now it's like I'm okay, so I do better without it now. So
Well, congratulations, man.
Yeah.
That's a tough fight. And I'm proud to know you. And to know
Thank
that you're
you.
just doing it, and the whole one day at a time thing. Like, I'm not sober.
hey man, we don't judge, that's what they. I've never judged.
Maybe you
People
should.
can, yeah, maybe. It's if anybody ever, I've had people come to me for advice, and I just tell them what no one's gonna stop unless you want to, like people like, my ex-wife, my mom would cry to me, and you need to stop, and okay, but it was for them, not me. If you want to do it, you're gonna do it. So, but I don't judge. Someone wants to talk about it, but they have a problem. Hey, no problem. I'll give my advice.
So now you got to tell us your social security number, credit cards.
Yeah, man.
The first pet.
Personal address.
Yeah, my bank account, my routing number, all that shit.
Do you know any princes from Nigeria?
No, man.
Well, we
Should
got to
I?
work that out.
Oh, okay.
Princes or princesses?
Yep. That's what I said.
Princesses? Oh, yeah.
So when's your next show?
The Vintage City Rocker, the cover band, is Old Stump in Laverne this Friday. And then we do some private party in San Diego. Then the punk rock karaoke, May 25th. We're
Nice. Where's that?
The observatory, right?
Oh, yeah.
We talked about
Observatory,
this.
yeah.
Yes.
So
We didn't talk about it on the air.
Well, yeah,
we did in the beginning of
Did
the
we?
show. Yeah.
we were on the air. We were on the air. They
Dude,
were
we've been on the air 3 times today.
If we wanted to buy any merch from any of the things you've been in, we give you money in the long run. Where would we go?
Where are we gonna go?
Where would somebody else go to buy stuff that we give you money?
You guys have any merch?
We got t-shirts. You know, come to the old stump next week in Laverne. Get a.
You guys aren't online?
Yeah, I think they're online. That's on the Instagram, Vintage City Rockers. You know,
On Instagram.
Instagram.
All right.
and
Vintage City
Facebook.
Rock-
I'm not on Facebook. I'm on Instagram. So, Lone Wolf 4-Speed. You know,
Oh no shit!
everyone had to come up with some name. So, I you know, my car's got a 4-speed in it, one of them, and you know,
You know,
I'm
Gizz
kind of
is-
people always say I'm kind of a loner. So I just someone Instagram
Lone
has-
Wolf.
Lone Wolf.
That was
4-speed.
fucking.
Lone Wolf Hornsby is pretty good.
Yeah, so
You can find Gizz at turtlesmoker.com.
Was it Lone Wolf Lenny's name?
Was it?
Shirley?
Lenny?
Yeah.
Yeah, he was Lone Wolf too.
Yeah.
Everything leads
Those
back
guys
to
they should have
fucking
had their
Laverne
own
show.
show, man. Those two guys.
Dude, Lenny and the Squig Tones. Great
Yeah,
band. Great
yeah.
The original
album.
Misfits.
Yeah, What's that
Weird.
song? If I would listen to Mama.
Yeah.
yeah.
My Dead Lazlo's place, we covered.
That's right. You
Night
said
After
it
Night.
to me. Yeah,
Yeah.
that was good. Yeah, they should have had their own show, man. But they focus more on like Carmine and the other guy. But those two guys are cool, man.
Yeah. Oh, dude.
Yeah.
Well, Michael McKean, dude.
Well-
Spinal Tap. And
Well, he also
A Mighty Wind.
They also Lenny and Squeaky also came out in that movie from the 80s with Kurt Russell, Used Cars. They
Yeah.
were the
Oh,
camera
fuck.
guys.
Yeah.
When the girls came out naked across here and they were blowing up the cars.
I know.
Yeah.
Watch it later.
Yeah, that's a great
Oh
movie.
my god.
They were in a couple of other movies tee. Like, weren't they in
Gizz Does
Mad
Dallas?
World?
Were they in that?
No.
That's an
No.
older one.
No, I don't believe so. They were in Gizz Does Dallas.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Gizzy Does Dallas.
Gizz Does Dallas.
When we do our Texas tour,
Oh,
that's what's
God.
going to be.
Gizz
Gizzy Does Dallas.
We're drawing down on our time here, ladies and gentlemen, and Gizz is also probably drunker than I am.
Well, I'm officially done drinking.
Forever?
No,
Oh.
till I get another one.
All right.
And we're probably annoying the shit out of Dirty Paul Sanchez over here. He was a phenomenal guitar player. You should look up his stuff, find his merch, pay him money, do stuff. We're here to promote. We're here to document. We want everybody to know that they've got a place for us, for their stories to go. If you're the kind of fame that this man has behind him, which is huge as fuck. Like Jeff's dick.
Oh my god! Now we're going back there again. Well, next week we got I hope it happens. We've been talking about it, and we're going to try to make it happen. Alvin Gibb from UK Subs is going to be on the show next week. Former, fucking bandmate of mine, mate. And so hopefully that happens. That's going to be next Monday. So let's cross fingers and all that shit. And we were going to have him here, but he obviously can't come in.
Yeah,
country.
because of some fucking goddamn governmental installation bullshit, fuck ass Nazi
We don't know what happened.
cocksuckers.
We
Oh, we know
happened.
exactly what the fuck happened. Mussolini's in control. He's a giant piece of shit. We should shoot him in the fucking face. And I know it's legal to say that, but I would kill Trump right now.
Jesus Christ. We don't do politics.
I didn't do politics. I said I'd kill some guy.
Damn, dude.
Yeah.
That took a turn.
Well,
We're
it's
just
dark or don't.
We're just talking about next week's episode.
I know.
And then you would go rogue. Like,
Rogue One. Great
Oh my
show.
God.
Movie. Great.
hey, Jeff.
Spit it out.
Jeff. Channel 3.
Hey, Jeff. Glory hole Gizz.
Yeah.
Glory hole Gizz.
Whatever channel he's on.
Now Paul's fucking really uncomfortable. And there's two Pauls.
Two Pauls.
You're outnumbered.
Two Pauls.
Two balls.
We're gonna start our own show, the Two Pauls.
Those polos.
Those Pauls.
Those
Yeah, that's it.
polos.
Hablas
Pinche
español?
Those polos. I seen that gay flick.
Those Peachy Pauls.
Los pinche polos. I like that one. Los güero.
Oh my God.
Come
So
on.
anyway, I'm Gizz Lazlo.
I'm just Paul. Call out some sponsors because it's your job now.
Oh, wow. All right. Well, first of all, be sure to like, comment, share, and subscribe to our YouTube channel right here.
Send us mail.
And you can get us on Instagram at Do Podcast, DUPODXAST. Thank you to Headline Records, Transplant Brewing, MEOWZ, and Riot Manufacturing, and also the fucking Offbeat.
Yeah, that it's
No.
fucking cool as shit.
And then thank
Steady
you.
bump.
Thank you,
Paul.
man. Hey, man. Thank you.
And
Thank you. You.
Yeah, that guy, that
And
girl.
thank you, Steve over there.
Dude, that guy's fucking so awesome as fuck.
Steve was the guy.
We're gonna start a band together.
Slumdog.
It's
You,
gonna be called the Stevos.
the Steve.
I like that. Steve, Los Stevos.
Los
Los
Stevos.
Los Stevos Pablos.
Crosby, Stills, and Crabs.
Trademark.
Who's the
Copyright.
crabs?
You can't have that. That's fucking fantastic. You finally made it funny.
Oh, fucking hell,
Cut us
man.
the fuck out of this shit before somebody arrests us.
Silly Joel.
Jeff, that's your job.
Say what?
You have to. You
That was fucking funny that night.
Cut it off.
Yeah.
All right. Hey, come join us.
Yeah,
You know what you
just-
should do? Come back next Monday, 7:00.
I hope not.
Push the fucking button.
Just to,
Jesus.
Wait for you guys to be done, dude.
Jesus God.
Dude, all night.
We all
See, he still hasn't done